5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turntables activated. Get ready.
The most versatile hip-hop radio station in the world.
You can talk about us, but you can't talk without us. Phenomenal radio. We are what radio should be. You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think?
Holy shit. Where'd you find this?
You're locked into the #1 online radio station.
Here we go! It's not that your radio sounds strange. You just found a station that plays what you like.
Phenomenal radio.
Radio just got a lot more fun. Thanks for listening.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, the most versatile hip-hop station in the world, where we take the power of the industry and place it in the hands of the independent, not only in the music industry, but a vast group of influencers and people and professionals outside of music that we're able to be blessed to touch with and build with, connect, learn, and grow. I am your brother at Slate Stone Music. Plug it on any search engine, any social media platform, and you'll find us. Utilize our search engine optimization tools, which allow you to find us and how long we've been doing it, 20 years online strong. Hashtag 1000 network. That's 1000 network. And you'll find us, man. But I'm going to throw it to DJ Despair. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to throw it to Dick James, and Dick James will introduce our guest on today. DJ Despair.
This is DJ Despair, straight out of Canada, CEO of Street Killers ENT, and also partnered affiliates with Nerd DJs, Phenom Radio, and Rough Riders Radio. We're on 7 days a week on 16 different stations, and also on TV networks and more. Media team, marketing, and all that. And Pastor Dick James.
What's good with everybody? We back again, just like that. We just got off from a pretty awesome interview. And this one right here, it has the power and the impression to be even greater. Today, we have the Gulf Coast, the foundation for Southern Soul music and infusion of Southern Soul music, the founder and CEO of Artesian Global, the one and only Empire, and our elder, humanitarian, community ambassador, and he has a long history of lifting the life and livelihoods and advancement of our people and our culture and the people who are associated with and tied into our culture all around the world. He's responsible for the Global Outreach Program, and he's our elder, he's our big brother. And ever since I've met him and he came into my life, it's been nothing but a whole bunch of positivity and a whole bunch of outstanding opportunities that are in our very near future. And so we're looking so forward to it. Y'all, please welcome the one and only Mr. William, otherwise known as Big Time Billy Stokes.
I'm a bless on that right there. That was a phenomenal introduction. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here, brother. So without any further delay, would you let us know how you began your journey in exercising your gifts in the world and recognizing your talents to connect people and take the path that you're on as far as the community work, the music relationships, and building people up? How did that start for you, and when did you recognize it?
I would say that I was born into it. I was born in the Mississippi Delta in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And I was born on a sharecropper's farm. And my dad was a jack of all trades. He was a sharecropper, but he was also a blues singer, and he owned or converted our house into uh, a juke joint. And he played with people like BB King, uh, and other, old and very famous artists from the inception. He was also one of the first black professional wrestlers in the world, wrestling with people like Tojo Mamamoto and Dusty Rhodes when they first got there, and Andre the Giant when they first ever got their start. You know, he was a trailblazer from the beginning, and he wrote a lot of songs uh, back in the day that were used by people who were in the early uh, inception of what we now call Southern Soul music. My father moved us to the Gulf Coast when I was 5 years old, and we continued in entertainment generically uh, pretty much all the days of my life. By trade, we are musicians and artists. We are martial artists and boxers. Primarily, we have a long history in church also, because I was born into church. Um, Ultimately, we became apostolic people in terms of our faith. And that was the undercurrent of the character that we bring to everything that we've done in the past. As far as me and music goes, in the industry, I got out of the United States Army in 1989, and the next year I produced my very first hip hop song, which was called Jane. And the producer gave the song to the Two Live Crew back then, and the Two Live Crew re-recorded the song and put it out, and it became their signature sound. Uh, at that point, I realized that maybe I had something in writing, and from that time forward, uh, I created a few local recording studios for local artists to give myself a place to record. I didn't have the talent of a recording engineer. Uh, I was mostly wanting to just be an artist, but I did have construction skills and various related knowledge. So when I found someone who had the skills I needed, I built a studio for them in exchange for the right to record. Right. Uh, about well, in the mid '90s, uh, there was a record station right up there where you guys are at that played Southern Soul music, and my sister was writing for Malico and some of his artists. At a certain point, they decided that they no longer wanted to uh, work with Southern Soul artists, and they killed their initiative and went gospel, and that created a deficiency. And I thought to myself, there needed to be something in existence to continue to carry Southern Soul forward. But at the moment, I didn't have an answer. In 2018, I went down to Alabama to speak to some friends of mine at iHeart Music to ask them to play some Southern Soul music uh, associated with artists that we had and knew. And they informed me that they had no interest in playing Southern Soul music because it was dated and it did not capture their demographic of 13 to 35. And after that conversation, I thought to myself, there need to be some validity to Southern Soul, and Southern Soul needs to be updated so that it can, at some point in the future, become a genre. So my mission became to help Southern Soul become a genre. And I work with all genres of music, but Southern Soul is my passion. So, in an effort to move Southern Soul after 80 years in the direction of becoming a genre, I decided to go down to Empire and speak to an associate in hopes to get Empire to allow me to start distributing Southern Soul artists under their brand, and give them the right to use their logos to help change their general image. I also decided that it would be advantageous to start adding hip hop to Southern Soul music so that we could freshen up the sound and make it more acceptable for stations like iHeart Music. Um, I ended up going to Atlanta, Georgia, and talking to Waleed Hanhan, known as Waleed Coyote. And I told him what I wanted to do, and he agreed to allow me to distribute through Empire and to use Empire's name and brand behind our Southern Soul artists. He also allowed me to sign any artist, uh, known or unknown, to the Empire brand because he saw that I was building something and I needed that type of liberty uh, in order to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. And what I mean by this is Empire is synonymous for working with the best of the best. They have represented every major artist uh, over the last 30 years to hit the chart at one time or another. So for them to allow us to use no name artists who really had no relevance under their brand name for us was groundbreaking. Meanwhile, uh, I signed two artists in Atlanta with Waleed so that we could show the world that the process had began. The effect of this was that many people in the Southern Soul industry saw what was happening with this signing, and they became excited to know that they could now associate themselves with a major label and still maintain their independence. And that began what's called the Artisan Global Empire Network, or the AGE network. It took a couple of years, but uh, the fresh sound and the new motion and the recognition resulted in the governor of the state of Mississippi agreeing to uh, announce Southern Soul as the official genre of music for the state of Mississippi. And that immediately resulted in a $750 million valuation for the genre out the box, which was exciting to us. Since then, uh, artists like 803 Fresh have come out, and things are moving faster than we anticipated. But 803 Fresh, with his new, what I call Southern Soul Fusion sound, uh, was invited to come out on BET and perform in front of a global audience. This signaled to all major record labels that Southern Soul was no longer dated, but was the future and had become the future of modern day uh, music in terms of a genre. And like what we did for hip hop back in the day, what we did for, well, I scratch that. What hip hop did for all other genres back in the day, to include country and uh, EDM and everything else, it had successfully done now for Southern Soul. Um, that's pretty much our backstory. We still have a lot of infrastructure work to do for Southern Soul in terms of creating a socio-economic platform for it to exist on or to uh, exist parallel to, such as the apparel, the shoes, the hats, the memorabilia that will be uniquely Southern Soul. That's what we're working on now in terms of partnership. We're also working with individuals inside of uh, the Emmy Awards and with Grammy producing artists or producers to help us identify and uh, nominate the first Southern Soul artists for an award. I've submitted for Southern Soul and Southern Soul Fusion to be their own divisions inside of the Grammys. So hopefully next year, when we look at the Grammys, we will see a independent category for Southern Soul and for Southern Soul Fusion music. When I say Southern Soul, specifically, I mean traditional Southern Soul. And when I say Southern Soul Fusion, I mean Southern Soul mixed with other genres of music, such as country, EDM, hip hop, R&B, etc., etc. I yield the floor. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing the backstory. Thank you for answering that question and also giving us some of the history and how you discovered your mission and where you're going or wanting to go with some of that, which led to establishing Southern Soul as its own genre, and then also transitioning or adding to the AGE empire and doing that there. What I want to do next is play a record that we have. When we come back, you let us know how the record came about and a little bit about the history of the record. And then I'm going to open the floor up to Dick James and then our other host of the show. So without any further ado, this is Global Audio Forensics in here with the legendary Billy Stokes, AGE. Sounds something like this.
Oh yeah, don't that sound good? Well, this song goes out to anybody that got somebody they might want to hold on to, somebody that they go home to at night. See, that's what I call a good thing, and I got me a good thing too, and you see, I don't want to lose it. Listen, I used to hang out every night, running around in the clubs. Yeah, I thought I had everything. I thought I never needed love. That's when God sent an angel straight down from up above. She came and swept me off my feet, showed me the meaning of true love. Now my friends, yeah, they ask me why I don't hang like I used to. Some even laugh and call me names like old man and party pooper, but I found me a good thing, and I don't care what they say. Tell them when I get time I might come through, but I can't come through to stay. Can't stay too long. I gotta keep moving. My girl, she waiting. I don't wanna be foolish. Got a good thing going on, and I ain't trying to lose it. gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving. My girl, she waiting. My girl, she waiting. I don't wanna be fooled. I don't wanna be fooled. Got a good thing going on. I got a good thing. And I ain't tryna lose it. I ain't tryna lose it. Can't stay too long. Can't stay too long. I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving. Can't stay too long. Can't stay too long. I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving. My girl, she waiting. My girl, she waiting. I don't wanna be fooled. I don't wanna be fooled. Got a good thing going on. I got a good thing. And I ain't tryna lose it. Oh no. Can't stay too long. Can't stay too long. I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving. Wave your hand if you know you got a good thing. Somebody feel like me. Somebody got a good thing. Oh yeah. Real, 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 real good thing. She don't have to worry. She don't have to worry.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, the most versatile hip hop station in the world. This is Audio Forensics in here with our special guest, Billy Stokes. And we just heard this record. Billy, please explain to us your relationship to the record. For those that don't know who that was on the record, let us know how it came about and what's going on with it, sir, if you don't mind. You're muted right now also. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm back. How's it going, guys?
Doing well, sir.
Great. Thank you for asking.
That track right there was recorded by King George in 2020. But it was written by a guy named George Holiday, right? And that song came about because of an interaction or collaboration between the two individuals, just chopping up, having a regular conversation, blah, 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 blah. And George drops the lyrics on him, on King George. And, King George liked him. So they decided to, go to the studio and make it happen. They did. Song became fairly popular on social media and began its rise. And I guess eventually found its way to you guys on your list today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for sharing that and a little bit about the record. Dick James, it's on you.
Yeah, big time, Billy. Again, thank you for sharing your time with us. We appreciate you. Um, I had the pleasure of you coming down to Artesia, Mississippi, and the Artesia Day Festival at the end of July and the beginning of August, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, and you brought an important piece of what we're doing going forward. You care to elaborate on what exactly it is you're looking for when it comes to the empire and these new artists, and as well as some of these established artists going forward? Because as you know, in the background, we're talking to El DeBarge Jr., the Prince. We're talking to Big Moochie. We're talking to Trey Williams, and we're also talking to one of the hottest R&B, Southern Soul young artists that there is in the whole region, Squirt Kelly. Um, yeah, tell us the vision, real brief, like as much as you can, possibly, before we go to the next question.
Okay. I said again, though we work with uh, multiple genres, my concentration is primarily on the genre of Southern Soul. Uh, but it has a dual purpose because I also have an affinity for hip hop. And over the years, hip hop has become um, a genre of music that does not inspire people to invest in it in terms of uh, companies wanting to hire uh, hip hop artists for performances. unless they are mainstream. So I saw an opportunity to help hip hop artists who were up and coming uh, gain some credibility, get some work, and make some money by allowing them to uh, produce verses on Southern Soul tracks. Right? They could come out, they could sing a chorus, or they could sing a verse. They could have their second in the sun, if you would. They still make the same money. They have respect. They can get off the stage. There's no arguing, no fussing, uh, no appearance of violence or the lyrics that the hip hop artists write when they're associated with country and Southern soul and R&B don't have the same undertones that they have when it's just outright hip hop. So they're able to participate in family uh, family type events and be seen in a positive light, make their money, so on and so forth. That was one of my initial drivers for creating the Southern Soul Fusion uh, version of the genre. Uh, if you have any other questions, just pop them at me. I can answer them for you.
No doubt about it. I just wanted to give them a little brief history on these artists that we're looking for going forward. 'Cause for the artists and the people who are tapped in and listening, get your minds right, get your product right, get your business ducks in order. You have an opportunity, and we're gonna be out here spreading the word and the awareness in abundance. You know,
That's
you've embarked and you've empowered me to have a position, so I'm gonna put my crown on and I'm gonna do everything I can. And these are some elite people who are on this platform with us. Dr. Slay Stone out there in Lubbock, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Miss Jazzy Libra out there in Atlanta, Georgia. And DJ Despair, the whole entire land of Canada. And so we definitely had the power to level up. And so I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jazzy Libra and let her have something to say because we want some love in here now.
How you doing, Mr. Stokes?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Can you hear me clear?
I hear you very clear.
Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
I am a true fan of Southern Soul, just the genre period. So now I like that you broke it down, the mixture of Southern Soul fusion, because I took it as Southern Soul blues. I took it as, you know, these these artists are keeping, you know, Southern soul alive, the blues alive, because the legends are gone, but
Mm.
their music still lives on. So that's the way I see it. And that's when I hear certain music from certain artists, that's the way I envision it in my mind. Um, because to me, music is a healer. It feeds your soul. So I'm grateful for you for, doing the work of getting Southern Soul genre, you know, recognized at the Grammys. That's an honor because country is already recognized, but Southern Soul fusion, even though I call it Southern Soul slash the blues because it just feeds your soul. It's talking to you. It feels like they're speaking to you. They're speaking on your life, and they're telling a story per se. That's what I always tell people. It's that feel good music. I don't care what you're going through in life. So, thank you for your work in that field, and thank you for doing the footwork. That's what I want to tell you because I enjoy everything about it. When especially when I hear an artist like a rap artist on a Southern Soul track,
Yes.
Oh my lord, it's like it take it to a whole nother level.
It does.
And I get what you're saying. It's putting that rap artist in rooms where grandma, auntie, granddaddy, uncle, they probably wouldn't even know who he is or who she is, as an
Mm.
artist doing what they do. But, Southern Soul has gotten grandma and granddaddy and aunties and uncles off the couch and
Yeah.
telling they kids, oh, find your babysitter, baby, because I'm going to this trail ride. You understand what
Indeed.
I'm saying? It's bringing everybody together. I'm talking about they going to church and then they going to the trail ride. You
Yes, indeed.
know, and because I'm serious. And look, and they say if you want to bring the grandkids, you can bring the grandkids, but you better have somebody to watch it because I'm getting out here on this flow and I'm about to learn this line dance. So that's what I love about our people and our music because it's a movement. It
It
is a
is.
movement because you have to think about the health of our people and what we were doing. Just what? Sitting on the couch.
Mm.
Nobody was really having trail rides. Nobody was having concerts with
Right.
Southern Soul artists that our grandparents, oh, that remind me of Johnny Taylor, Mel Waiters. I could come on now, our grandparents, listen to the blues, you
Well,
know. But then now we got Southern Soul. That's why I say Southern Soul slash blues. But now you gave me a whole new word, and the definition behind it. And they need to put it in the dictionary, okay?
hmm
So I can reference that, okay? And put your name and your picture by it.
we're working on it.
So I'm letting you know you have done an amazing job and continue to do the footwork. And if you need some help, call on Jazzy. I'm whatever I can do. Let's go, cause I'm in the A, baby. And the
Well, you,
A got something
all
to
right.
say. We got some Southern Soul artists, baby, and I love it. I love Mississippi, Louisiana, shoot, South Carolina, North Carolina. It go on. It
Well,
goes on.
well, Jazzy, you may have noticed that nowadays it's not a far reach to turn on your television or to go to an event and see a 7, 8, 10-year-old person out at a Southern Soul event having a great time. This is true of 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old, 20 somethings, 30 something, 50 somethings, and older, right? So the phenomenon of what Southern Soul has become, Southern Soul fusion, if you would, or what it has evolved into is a genre of music that now reaches children and elders, right? Which is what Apple iHeart Music told me from the beginning we were not reaching, right? And over these few short years, we have created a sound and a vibe that now qualifies Southern Soul for what iHeart Music said that it wasn't qualified for just a few short years ago, right? Um, in addition, uh, Timo, we are we're launching a new initiative for the AGE network, and we're inviting production companies and record companies who have multiple artists that they are developing, uh, who have some history and some recognition in industry. If you would like to work with a major label like Empire and keep your independence while doing so, I invite you to join the AGE network and discover how you can work with us and we can work with you moving forward in the future to cause an effect in the industry whereby you can prosper along with your artists. Now back to you, Jazzy.
But I want to piggyback off of that when it says it will, cause an effect. Let me tell you something. Not just in the industry and with the artists, even in our community, it's bringing our community together.
Yes.
Music, period. But Southern Soul, these line dances, you don't have to know a line dance to go to a party.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you do not have to know, these line dances to go to a party. That don't discourage people because they coming
They coming.
because they're coming because these artists they hitting the flow, baby, and they getting it. They getting it in this genre. I'm telling you, they getting it, and I love it. I love to hear it. I love to see the performance. Um, Man, I love I love everything about Southern Soul. I love
Mhm.
everything about Southern Soul fusion. So it's making that impact in our kids. You got babies that are, you know, doing these line dances,
Mm-hmm.
popping these
And
fans. You
loving
have and loving it. And loving it with a smile on their faces. They're wanting to join these step, mama, can I go to the step class with you, line, come on now. It's bringing, if people can't see it, I don't know what they looking at. It's bringing families together,
it. Hmm.
friends together. Hey girl, what you doing? Girl, about to go to this line dance class. Oh, okay, let
Hmm.
me go with you.
You
You
know,
get what I'm saying? It's getting people off the couch. So it's creating motion, which creates better living. When you're happy, when you're smiling, do you know that that's better health?
I do.
When you're moving around, when you're dancing, that's healthy. I too am an Army veteran, so thank you for your service.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you. So understand, I know I'm just putting it all in one perspective just to let you know what Southern Soul is doing for everyone, not just our community. Everybody's doing it. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
if it's popping your fans, talking about whatever. I'm telling you, everybody is on to Southern Soul, period.
And
And what
Southern
I
Soul,
love about it is how it's gotten us moving. It's getting us moving because I'm talking about everybody. And people need that movement, whether they, because think about it. What grandma and granddad are going to be, what they normally doing on a normal Saturday. They sitting on that front porch, but in that rocking chair, probably gossiping with auntie and uncle, But guess what?
mhm.
They ain't doing that no more. They,
No, they're
they, uh,
not.
they calling their kids and say, hey, come teach me that line dance. That's movement. That's healthy. That's healthy for the mind, healthy for our family, healthy for our body.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
And music feeds the soul. It's music to your soul. So I just wanted to let you know, and I'm passionate about it.
I
And
hear it.
if I'm so passionate about it because it speaks to me.
It speaks to us also. I encourage artists to participate more in the Southern Soul genre. I remember when Boosie Badass,
Oh
decided
man,
decided that he was going to start contributing verses to Southern Soul songs. And overnight, he went from thousands of streams and millions of streams to billions of streams, right? And now, pretty much every time Boosie Badass touches a Southern Soul song, it produces billions of streams, right? And this is also becoming true of other artists. Now, right now, we don't have a Southern Soul superstar. Uh, we don't, and like in terms of other genres of music, we don't have an artist that makes millions of dollars for a performance, or that has a Grammy, or or that has a nod from any major awards program. But next year, I do believe all of that will change.
Yes,
Right?
it will.
We have like 3 major record labels now that have picked up Southern soul and country artists who are black, right? And they are all doing very, very well, to include Beyonce, right?
Absolutely.
So I would advise young hip hop artists who want to make money in the industry and have a legacy for themselves when they're done doing what they're doing, uh, to consider uh, partnering with a Southern Soul artist and creating some really nice, fresh songs for people to dance to step to, right, to make love to, etc., etc. Because believe me when I tell you, Southern Soul is the future of music in this generation. Hmm. Back to you, Jazzy.
And it's gonna put them in places that they weren't in before. It's gonna put
Agreed.
them in rooms. They might say, "Well, I'm big. I'm big now. Yeah, you big in that genre. Let's get to another genre."
Well, if they move up a little bit, if they move the needle just enough to be seen, right, then they can get on some of these paid gigs. We have paid festivals, paid shows, paid concerts, for artists who traditionally are not being paid, right? So this is a way for you to potentially uh, get your name out there in a wider or broader and a more respectable way, and to make money while you're doing it. However, if you come to us, you must have representation, meaning you have to belong to a record company or a production company or have management, because we don't really have time to do your development. And we need artists who come with a team that they respect enough to listen to when they're given instructions, right? Uh, what we're doing now is predominantly public facing, which means we can't go out in the public and show our asses and say anything or do anything, because truly this is about not just enjoying yourself when you're out, but making money when you do it. And no one wants to work with someone that they fear, right? Or that they feel like they can't trust uh, during the course of their performances, right? So up to date, we've never had an incident to where one of our performers have at some point in a show went off script and started cursing or using lyrics that are prone to violence, etc., etc. Right. So as of right now, to date, we look very, very good in the eyes of the commercialized world, and we want to try and keep it that way. This doesn't mean that an artist can't be true to themselves. This means that an artist has to learn to be true to commercialism, right? So while you're keeping it real in your private and personal life, you still, if you want to make money, owe to your demographic the type of music that they're asking you for. And we've had enough hardship, enough death, enough tragedy in our communities. And right now, people just want to have a good time. They want to sing along. They want to dance along. They want to enjoy their evenings and their nights. And in some cases, they want to include their children. And they need a source that's dependable. And that is what we are bringing back to the genre.
Yes, sir.
They
Well,
want
I
a
definitely,
good vibe.
yeah, the good vibes and definitely bringing that level of professionalism. But like you're saying, bringing what the community and the people want, through the music. What I like to do is play this next record, come back and let us know a little bit about, your relationship to the record and the artist. And then DJ Despair, you can go ahead and tap in with him and Ask Billy what you want to. This is Global Audio Forensics. It sounds something like this here.
Hey Siri.
Can't nobody tell me nothing about me and my man. The girls are always talking about what they do and what they can't. I don't know about yours, but I know about mine. My man is good to me, and everything he does is right on time. I hate that your relationship ain't where it needs to be. Don't pour no salt on mine. Me and my man, we're doing fine. He wakes me up in the morning. He puts me to bed at night. And when it comes to making love, he does my body right. Talking about me and mine. Ooh, me and my man. Oh, oh, me and my man. Ooh, me and my man. I don't know. No, I don't. I don't know what to tell you. But me and mine are doing well. Yes, we are. So you can keep all that mess and take it straight to hell. Don't nobody wanna hear all the negative you gotta say. 'Cause me and my man, we're happy. Oh yeah. Don't try to tell me about mine. 'Cause if you think I'm
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, the most versatile hip hop station in the world. This is Global Audio Forensics in here with the legendary Billy Stokes. Let us know a little bit about that record, your relationship to the record, Billy, and then we're going to throw it to DJ Despair so he can build with you for a little bit.
Well, that song right there, made me cry a little bit. The passion, man, and the delivery of that song. Okay, now getting to the song. That song was written by a guy named Stacy Smith. He's known as Soul Black here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. You can find him frequenting or with residencies in most of the casinos here, as well as in Morgan Freeman's spot, um,
Ground
Ground
Zero.
Zero. Yes, Ground Zero. Um, this song was sung by Tiffany.
Nicholson.
No. Richardson, brother.
Richardson, yeah, there you go.
Hey, back it up. Tiffany Richardson. Now, Tiffany has had a storied career in music. She's a child prodigy. She's been performing all her life. Uh, she began with hip hop and R&B, and uh, I found her in Georgia, Atlanta, though she lives in Birmingham, Alabama, and she wanted to work with me, but I didn't see a future for her initially in R&B or in hip hop. And I told her that she would likely find more success in the genre of Southern Soul, which, of course, reluctantly, she scooted over there and said, okay, fine. So I had 3 songs written for her, and that's one of them, Me and My Man. And Soul Black and his band uh, performed the music and sang the original song. And she took the song and she made it her own. And then we recorded it and put it out on the Empire distribution, uh, well, at least under Empire distribution. Now, the song has not officially been marketed, promoted, and released in that sense. It hasn't had its debut yet. In a funny kind of way, this is that debut. I have that song earmarked for a national network, television network debut. And our plans were to run this song on national television for approximately 6 months, which no other artist in the United States currently uh, or have likely ever had done for them. But Tiffany has it coming, and she deserves it, and all of the success and the fortune that it is going to bring to her. Tiffany has had the typical struggles of most females in the industry. She's put in the work. Uh, she's she's lived her life on faith. She's been a good girl to the extent that a good girl can be a good girl. She's been used in every way that a woman can be used and deprived opportunity, in every way that an artist can be deprived of opportunity. But she has always brung to the stage a stellar performance, and she puts her heart into everything she does, and you can tell just by listening to the studio version of the song how much passion she brings to the renditions of everything that she do. Right. So listen, if you guys are out there, you should definitely go look up Tiffany Richardson, aka Queen Richie, and support her artistry. uh, and if you should happen to find out there one of her charitable causes, uh, you should definitely donate to it, because of all the people in the world that I've met who may be worthy of brotherly love, this woman uh, is one of them.
All right, we getting ready to run out of time in a minute. So before we go close out and let DJ Despair weigh in, I wanted to say this, reinforce this seed right here, because you're an incredible singer songwriter. and you've managed to write two songs. Rest in peace to the greatest of all time, Whitney Houston. But one of the songs that you pitched to her, she didn't get to record that song before she rest in paradise. So we need to make sure that like that conversation. Let's keep that gem now. Let's keep that for the Prince now, L. DeBarge Jr. Let's okay. So let's do that now. All right, Despair, how you been, Big Dad?
I just want to work with you. I got nothing else to say but just that. I do exactly what you do out here without your power. I have connects to the same connections you have, but I really need to work with you. That's it. Like this whole interview, you'd inspired everything that I do to even keep me going. Because I was about to drop a bunch of people. I was about to just separate myself completely because I'm also a DJ, plus label manager, promote. I learned all these things from some of the greats, from Johnny O to Big Hef to a lot of people in the industry that's put me in rooms. Deb and a lot of people. I've learned a lot being a sponge on the wall for years. And I've gotten in rooms like what you've done, and I've done what you've done with people, but I haven't gone the further launch because I don't believe in a lot of the artists to believe in themselves the way I need them to be, if you understand where I'm coming from.
I
So
do.
it's hard to push something that don't believe in themselves. It's hard to push something that don't listen, like you said earlier. These are the things that what you say you don't have problems with, I have problems with, and I want to get away from that. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's what the
I
team
would
does.
love to work with you, and we can help structure your situations so that we don't have those problems moving forward.
Because with
And
you and Slate, like with you and Timo personally, with what I see you guys doing on stuff, there's a movement for that here in Canada. Because I found some Southern Soul artists that are doing stuff, but no, but they don't know where to put themselves. They think they have a plan. You know what I mean? Because everybody just thinks I'm just going to jump the pop era. And there's a lot of kids that are out here in Canada vibing all those different type of things because country's out here and everything too. So we need to talk.
Despair.
That's all.
This is what I said with him about a month ago in a 3-hour conference call. I started speaking on behalf of the DJs. I started asking, because I'm like, yo, we talking, we talking. All right, well, do we have a DJ? Do we have specific specialized DJs for the Empire? Because we need them, and if we don't, we got them. And DJ Despair is one of those that I was speaking on behalf of. Then there's EJ the DJ in Atlanta, where jazz is, and then there's DJ Roski, the Mississippi, Messiah.
We get that. But you
Everything and
see,
everybody is right
Timo, the
here.
problem we have, we don't have DJs in every tri-state area or Canada wise that represents a certain label or team to actually make these things make sense. I started a company that does that, which we'll talk more about later. We just start pulling billboards up now and just dropped one in Vegas. I'm in Canada, you know what I mean? And I've got more billboards in the States than most rappers I fuck with, but they don't listen. You know what I mean? I do. I'm trying to show them what to do, but they don't want to listen. We got records up. We're charting. We went to Europe. We did all that stuff. But I would love to have more people behind a movement, like you said, coming in with a team. When no artist comes into a label with a full team and says, yo, we already got graphics, everything all in hold. All we need is you give us 90, you take the rest. Boom. Let's let most people come in and want the label and everybody to do everything for them, and that doesn't work. You can't come in
And
expecting Kevin Gates numbers if you never did Kevin Gates tours, if you never did Kevin Gates hustles, and
and
you
to
don't got his
say,
people.
but see, my situation is opposite of his. See, I know the artists, and they have the artist development. They're doing the shows, but are they getting paid? You get what I'm
Oh, don't get
saying?
me wrong, I do have that going. It's just the discipline with
No,
some
I'm saying
artists.
in my situation, because you said in your situation, but I literally know artists that are out here on the grind.
Artists.
I'm talking about that are very well known.
No, I'm saying,
and
but how
they're
old are your
very
artists though? That's the question.
oh
How old are
It's
your
they're
artists?
Atlanta. It's Atlanta Despair. So Atlanta's the music hub. So it's
Yeah,
everything
we know.
that's in Atlanta, whatever surrounding areas.
he
That's
Now
knows
picture
basically
a
what it
bunch of
comes down
kids
to.
in Canada that are in their
They're
20s
just
that
not
never had
doing the
Atlanta attitude.
business. They're
Yeah,
what
they
I
not
never
know,
doing the
learned.
business
and
the
I
way the
get it.
business needs to be conducted.
But what I love,
Nevertheless, we're
yeah,
gonna bring this. Listen, we're gonna bring this conversation back, because he is who he is, and it does require more time. This was just series number one, so we're gonna come back and we're gonna pick up where we left off, and we're gonna have a whole lot more to add. We've come to our time period, and we just want to go ahead and make sure that he can say hello and shout out whoever he wants to shout out and give out his social media to the following, and then we'll get back with each other, and we'll definitely bring this back. This big time Billy Stokes. So go ahead, Mr. Stokes. Shout out your social media and wherever you want people to tap in with you at.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Today, I only have one person I want to shout out in terms of recognizing, and that's a phenomenal woman. Her name is Erin Stacy. Erin Stacy is the gatekeeper for me for Empire Music Distribution, Empire Records, right? And she's worked with me tirelessly over the last 4 years to ensure that whenever I want to put somebody in the loop, it happens, right? So uh, that's my primary shout out. If you want to get in touch with me for any reason, um, I would suggest that you contact Timo right there, because he has my direct link, and I don't really do the one on one with people. I'm kind of private, but if you get vetted and the conversation is worth having, he'll pass you on to me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So
You're
to
welcome.
everybody that signed in with us, we like to say peace and blessings. Hope you continue to have a beautiful weekend. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you, and may Allah continue to bless us all.
it
Thank
has
you.
been a pleasure.
Hey man.
The most versatile hip hop radio station in the world. Phenomenal Radio.